morning, students. Today we are going to study the poem Keeping Quiet by Pablo Neruda. And the poet has emphasized why keeping quiet is necessary, and its main theme is introspection. Dear students, poem Keeping Quiet. The poem was originally written by Pablo Neruda in Spanish, but later translated to English. Its main thrust was the significance of mindfulness and introspection. Let us try to know about the poet Pablo Neruda. Pablo Neruda, who was born in 1904 and died in 1973, was the pen name and later legal name of this famous Chilean poet, diplomat, politician. He won the Nobel Prize for Literature in the year 1971. He wrote in green ink, this is the most important, which was his personal symbol for desire and hope. His writings are simple, wherein lies their beauty. Originally written in Spanish, the essence of this poem is based on introspection and retrospection. The poet feels that some soul searching is needed for us to be at peace with ourselves and others. Dear students, let us know summary. Keeping Quiet is a piece poem written by the Chilean poet Pablo Neruda. The poet asks humanity to count numbers from 1 to 12, 12 being the number of hours shown in a clock or the number of zodiac sign. He requests everyone not to speak because languages create barriers between people. The moment when everyone stops moving, their body will be very special and different, as we have never experienced such a moment before. The poet says that in this period of inactivity, the fishermen would not harm the whales, the salt gatherers will not hurt their hands, those who are busy destroying the nature will adopt a new approach towards life. The men who are preparing for wars and victory based on deaths of innocent people will join their enemy and stand in unity with them, doing nothing. No one will harm himself or any other person. Everyone will unite and ponder upon his acts. Here, ponder upon means think over and realize the results of his deeds. Deeds means here work. The poet clarifies his idea and says further that he does not want that people should stand idle. He wants that there should be no war because he does not want to see trucks laden with dead bodies. Here, laden with means loaded. The soldiers, he is promoting universal brotherhood and peace. The poet says that everyone is working continuously to achieve one's goals. People are threatened by death, and the fear forces them to work endlessly so that they can achieve everything quickly. In this mad rush, they do not realize the results of their acts. He wants us to pause and come out of the mad rush. He wants us to be happy about our achievements and celebrate them. He wants us to overcome the fear of death and to relax for a while. We should know the results of our deeds and celebrate our achievements. When the people will remain quiet for a while, they will realize the purpose of their lives, just like all the creations of nature undergo a rebirth with the change of seasons. Similarly, keeping quiet will be a rebirth for the human soul. It will give a new meaning to our life. Again, the poet says that he will count till 12 and asks everyone to remain quiet while he leaves. Introduction to the poem. The poem Keeping Quiet, written by Pablo Neruda, discusses the need of maintaining peace and silence. He, means poet, stresses upon being quiet and harmless to the human beings, animals, and environment. He suggests that in order to maintain peace and harmony, it is required to stop and introspect ourselves. Rhyme scheme of the poem. The poem is written in free verse. It does not follow any rhyme scheme. Dear students, let us read out the first stanza of the poem, Keeping Quiet. Now we will count to 12 and we will all keep still. For once on the face of the earth, let's not speak in any language. Let's stop for 1 second and not move our arms so much. Here, arms, this word contains the figure of speech pun. The explanation of above lines is the poet asks everyone to count up to 12 in their mind. The number 12 represents the hours of the day or the months of a year. This is the most important. He wants all of us to be calm and still. Still means here doing nothing, keeping quiet. People across the nations have to unite together so they shall not speak their own languages. Rather, they all shall keep quiet and speak the language of silence. This will bring unity among all the humans on the face of the earth. For at least one moment, no one shall move his arms either to signal or to fight or argue with each other. Dear students, let us try to know in detail. In the first stanza, the poet here requests everyone to count till 12 in their own mind and to stop for a while. Maybe this 12 referred by the poet is the 12 hours in the clock or 12 months in an year. He wants everyone to stop and calm down. The poet urges means here appeals everyone not to speak any language. As we all know that there are different languages spoken in different parts of the earth. Earth means here the world, which sometimes become a barrier. Barrier means here obstacle in our way for peace. So he asks people not to speak, Not only this, he also wants us to stop moving our arms. By using the word arms, he means the weapons which are used by different countries to raise a war against each other. So basically, the poet is demanding peace from all of us. The poet has used some literary devices, means poetic beauty or figures of speech. First is assonance, use of vowel sound O and E. Now we will count to 12, not move our arm so much. So in this line there is assonance. Next is anaphora. Anaphora means when two consecutive lines starting with wordlets. So let's not speak in any language. Here the poet has used anaphora. Another line for anaphora is here. Let's stop for 1 second. Further, he has used alliteration, the repetition of a consonant sound at the start of two or more closely placed words. So there is alliteration. We can see here we will. So W, W. This sound is repeated. Second stanza. Let us read it out. It would be an exotic moment. Exotic means here very strange. Moment means here time. Without rush, it means there would be no hurry and worry. Without engines means there would be no noise. We would all be together in sudden strangeness. SS has been repeated, so that's why here alliteration. Fishermen in the cold sea would not harm whales, and the man gathering salt would look at his hurt hands. Here, at his hurt hands, again there is alliteration. The explanation of above lines is when everything will come to a standstill, it will be a rare situation. No one will be in a rush. There will be no engines running. Everyone will be calm and quiet, united with each other in a strange atmosphere. It will be strange because it has never happened earlier. As nowadays it is going on, the students can understand very well because the lockdown time is very suitable to understand this poem presently. Further, no person would be harming any other living being either for food or to earn his livelihood. All the people who work endlessly will get some time to look at their injuries and the damage they have caused to their body. Let us try to know in detail. The poet says that it would be a rare situation when there will be no engines working. Here he wants to say that if everything comes to stand still, it will be a very different moment if all the engines like the vehicles and machines stop. Then there will be a sudden strange situation as the world will experience a sudden calmness. Dear students, the same situation is presently our world. The whole world is facing the same kind of situation. People will not be in a rush to achieve material things one after another. Further, the poet says that the fishermen will also stop and not harm whales in the sea. This means that the poet is urging means appealing, everyone not to harm the animals. Here he gives the example of whales. which are being hunted for the purpose of food or trade. He also wants people to calm down so that they can stop and see what they have achieved or lost. For this, he gives the example of the man who gathers salt, whose hands are hurt. Here he wants everyone to stop for a while in order to see and feel their achievements and how much they have lost for the sake of attaining. Attaining means here achieving such materialistic things, means mortal things. Literary devices have been used by the poet. First is alliteration. We would, W sound is repeated, certain strangeness, S sound is repeated, his hurt hands, H sound is repeated. So in all these phrases there is alliteration. Thank you, class. Have a nice day. Stay home, stay safe, and keep quiet in order to introspect.